What is up, guys? Wraith here, Gray Bearded Gaming Society. So we've been busy on our little buddy stink. It's actually been a pretty slow night. We ran our looking for group flag for a little while, but unfortunately, with other things that came up this evening, I was trying to work on. I couldn't give a group all of my attention, so I took the looking for group flag down and have just been slowly murdering caimans off by myself, kind of here and there. And we did manage to pick up our level. We just picked up level 18. It's still right there on our screen. So we're a little bit closer. I say mostly what we're hoping to do. I'm hoping in the next day or so that I will be able to just actually sit down and just focus. It's today was a bit of a bear. Left me kind of distracted on my play session, unfortunately, which is kind of unlike me because normally EverQuest is just where I go and ignore the rest of the world. But this time it kind of caught up to me. But like I said, hopefully later on this week I'll be able to sit down. I'm trying to get a good play session where we can just knock, hopefully, either get to 19 or at least be really knocking on the door. At which point I'm hoping we'll get our level, get our spells, and then try to find some new stomping grounds. Because while Oasis isn't horrible, there's always threats like this that just loom heavy in the sands. The We've only been run out of the zone a couple times, thankfully, with the ever-present threat of the sand giant, which has not been too bad. I mean, it obviously could be a lot worse. We have been squished by sand giants before. It's never a lot of fun. And other times we also have to keep tabs of did somebody aggro the thing and try to run it around. We haven't really been paying attention too much to see if there's somebody actively hunting them. The advantage we did have earlier, at least, is we had an enchanter running through who was giving out free buffs. We picked up clarity and augmentation, which has definitely helped us. Things, excuse me, mostly have been keeping things to the dark blue guys. The crocodiles, they just have so many more hit points right now that they wear us out. So even though we've successfully killed a couple of them, we're totally drained of health and mana at that point, which is somewhat irritating. But like I said, this is kind of a quick check-in for where we are today. Well, that sand giant just went down, so somebody got him somewhere. But we have picked up our level. We are level 18. So we're gonna hope for another good play session this week. Pick up 19, get some new spells. We're gonna tag that one here into this same video, so I'm gonna kind of leave this one running. So stick around, and hopefully we'll have a good update coming for you here in the next little bit. Probably a day or so for me, and a couple minutes for you guys. Stick around, guys. We'll be right back. So just doing like a really quick check-in here. So you can see right in front of this is what I logged into this evening when trying to get anything done. It was a beautiful night. The moon set high in the sky, and a sand giant just terrorizing the area with which I want to hunt in. And by terrorizing, he's just doing sand giant things, obviously enough, but he's so close to the beach, so far right now that it's hard to get anything done. There doesn't seem to be any big kids running around that are going to be able to handle this guy for us. At least the last time I did a check. So I think we might come back later because I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that one goofball mistake by anybody, and that guy's gonna train all of us. So the peril some nights of jumping in trying to get something done. We'll check back here probably in a little while. But while this guy's that close to the beach messing around, I'm just not sure I want to cough up a life to a wayward sand giant right now if I can help it. So again, we'll check back in here in a little while and see what we get, but and take a pause and get away from that dude. So we have been busy tonight, boys and girls. We're a little past 60% finally through our level, making some serious headway finally towards level 19 after a couple of interesting days of having some sand giant trouble. Now, one of the things that's been an interesting challenge for this particular evening. While the play session has been great, the people I'm with have been awesome. We have yet to have a tank at all tonight. In fact, for most of the night, I've been face tanking most things with slow. But it's worked out because we've had like 2 clerics and a druid and a shaman, and then we've rotated through kind of some mages. For a while, we actually had 2 shaman, but we have not had, like I said, a real tank all night long, or even like a serious melee. It's just mostly been me. But in a very interesting random change of events all of a sudden, I believe that one of the people in the group has a bard buddy who just happened to be trolling through the neighborhood and is basically sitting in the middle of anything we pull and keeping it occupied for us with crazy mezzes and stuns. So right now, we're barely even using any mana. We're just picking things off of this guy. One of the things that has been handy, like I said, right now we've got 1 druid. For a while we had a druid and an enchanter. We actually had multiple charmed pets running around, which was pretty cool. But it's been like I said, it's been a very interesting night. Like I said, the experience bar is moving along, so I'm not sure how long the the bard friend is going to stay, but we will make full use of it for the time being while we can, because I have been, like I said, face tanking for most of the night, so it's an interesting rest to really not have to do that for a minute. It's probably a lot easier on the clerics than trying to heal me, because while I'm, decently stout as a little troll with some chain and everything on, we've had like one of the shaman that rotated through the group a little while earlier. I mean, this guy was a head to toe twink, and I mean head to toe. He had an entire set of totemic on. He had, like charged guardian shield and nice weapons and things like that. So, but like I said, interesting night so far. We're gonna ride this wave for as long as we can. I'll check back in with you guys here in a little bit. I'm hoping, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm still a ways to go, but I am hoping to maybe pick up 19 in this play session so we can try some other adventures, but we'll see what happens. I'll check it back in with you guys here when I wrap up the session for the night. So stick around, guys. Be right back. All right, gang. We have finally secured our level. We're 19 and a little bit of change, so decently safe, I think, if we croak. We have mimed all of our spells, which is pretty spiffy. Of course, one of the bigger winners gets, so we did get our new disease dot this time around. We got a fresh heal, which should be a pretty big deal for us, because it is quite a bit better than the heal that we had. I mean, this one's going to heal for, I think it's about 100. Yeah, it's right about 100, which is 3 times basically what we were already healing for, and it's only 2 times the mana, something like that. I think this one's like 60 mana, and I think light healing is like 25 mana or something like that. Either way, it's way more efficient per cast overall, which is great. So now we can actually at least pretend to heal, especially if we come back to here again and just want to hang out and be kind of healer buffer. But overall, like I said, tonight was a good night. We got knocked out the entire level tonight. The little bard thing was kind of neat for a little while. He also kept the sand giants at bay, which kept us very safe, which was pretty nice. The one thing, as always with Oasis, the experience is pretty good. You can typically find a group. There's always people palling around out here. I mean, even at late times in the evening. And there's still 23 people out here. So, I mean, some grouping is definitely happening, which is always nice. But unfortunately, the loot just really stinks. I mean, unless you've got to be basically over at Orcs, be getting a lot of change, be able to carry it in order to kind of make it worthwhile. But the experience was great. We tacked on 19, we got our new spells. We'll do a little bit of field testing and see, can we really root rot just yet? I'm not quite sure, honestly, because the disease dots, of course, are not known to do a ton of damage, and it is somewhat expensive. I believe that with this one here, when I say expensive too, I think like a lot of the disease dots tend to last a long time and tick really slow. So we'll see. I think with Affliction, they said it's 75 mana, but I think it's only doing like 150 damage. So you are getting 2 to 1 on the damage, but I think it is pretty slow, as opposed to, I think with most of the poison dots, and I could be wrong, I'll have to look it up, but I thought they were a little bit better. But either way, I think that's going to be a great spot to call it for the night. If anybody has any great ideas on where else we could try to do some hunting, I would love to hear it. I mean, there's some spots we can run back around to. We might actually gate home just to sell, clean all the loose coin and change out. Honestly, run into lower guck or upper guck for a second just to shrink ourselves, just because I think it would be kind of cool. Let's refresh our Spirit of the Wolf here before I log. So I've got the fast feet as soon as I come back in. But either way, guys, I think it was a good night. A couple slow nights this week. A couple times we just got rejected by the Sand Giants, but we finally pulled it off. 19 new spells. Looking for either new adventures or maybe we hang out here if we have to. But kind of trying to think of some new spots to go, which we could get some good stuff done on. And as always, immediately looking for the next level of spells, because of course 24 is a big deal with like the regen and the candy and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to call it a night. We're going to camp here safely on the pillar. Hope everybody had a good one. As always, guys, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like, comment, maybe throw a subscribe down below. And if you have any good ideas on where we could try to hunt, especially from solo, we'd love to hear from you in the comment section. But I hope everybody had a great one. We will see you guys next time. Good night, guys.